Yep. Happy Friday.
Yo.
We were green again in the MLB. It wasn't a monster night. We picked up 1/10 of a unit. Went 3-3. But the bet of the day cashed. So that's always good because there's always a lot of people, that are just subscribing to see that.
We got to start off the show right. We got with two things we got to mention from yesterday. Everybody, comment section, you're all right. The White Sox suck. There was no reason to back cease. I mean, that organization is putrid. Number two, guy who called the Miles
It's
Mikolas
JD.
game yesterday.
It's JD. It's right there. That's who called it. He commented after and said, "Told you, Michaelis, that's him." He called that shit. That was,
excellent call, buddy.
Excellent call. I doubted him on the air too. I was like, yeah, right. He nailed it.
Yeah, no, that was a good ass call.
Point your camera down a little bit so the pics don't cover your face. There you go, just like that. All right, so we're going through 14 games. Actually 13 now. Probably going to be 12 because I think there's going to be another rain out. Let's head started. We'll do the community parlay at the end because that shit hit.
Yeah, that was crazy.
As I was typing that, I was like, "This is stupid," and then it went and hit. So I guess we got to make that a regular thing.
Exactly.
First game, Royals at Twins. I'm letting you take it. I skipped this one because it's starting now. So I was like, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to waste your guys' time. Pass. I mean, Lopez just got sparked by Washington, who's just as bad as the Royals. Now the Royals are going to see him for the second time in less than a month. I mean, I get all the people that want to take the Twins' first 5 run line and parlay with other sides. I personally would rather just stay away and move on to the next game.
Cool with me. Baltimore at Detroit.
Postponed.
This one got postponed? Oh, I thought it was the Pittsburgh-Washington game that got postponed.
Also got postponed.
Oh, okay. All right, well, next. Cubs at Marlins. Well, you guys already know my thoughts on this one. I put it on YouTube last night. Cubs first 5 money line. What's the odds on that now?
-105 still on BetMGM.
Perfect. A little underpriced. Obviously, that worries me a little, but I mean, I'll run through my notes very quickly because I don't want to give you guys the same information twice. Jesus Luzardo looking highly questionable his last couple starts. Getting rocked back-to-back by San Francisco and Cleveland, 2 teams that can't even hit lefties. So that's seriously alarming. And now they play the Cubs, a lineup that most definitely can hit lefties. And then Marcus Stroman pitching on the road. I mean, last year he was 4th in the MLB. In ERA. He had a 2.06 ERA in his 13 road starts last year. 4th best in baseball. One of the more reliable starting pitchers on the road in the league. So, definite pitching mismatch. The only reason I'm not backing Cubs in the full game is they used their 4 best bullpen arms last night. So, I'm just going to chill, stick to the first 5 against this Marlins lineup. Should only need 2 or 3 to definitively cash it. So, I'm down.
Honestly, I think we need 2. I really think that's all it comes down to.
You might get it with 1.
Yeah, like the Marlins lineup is just really bad. Stroman came into this year looking phenomenal in spring training. He followed it up with 4 fantastic starts in a row, and then he got rocked by the Dodgers. I think this is a nice bounce back spot for him on the road against a Miami Marlins lineup that is dead last in first 5 runs per game at 1.35. On the other side, as you said, we got that struggling Luzardo, and we got a Cubs lineup that's 8th in first 5 runs per game at 3.1. So I just think this is a bit more lopsided. I can see a sharp angle that the Bucs are taking here with a bullpen blow up by the Cubs again because they don't have their best 4 arms. The Miami bullpen's been better. I don't really trust the arms that the Cubs have to go today. So I could see the Marlins winning the full game here, but if we're talking through the first 5 strictly, I really like the value on the Cubs, especially at that low vig.
Someone just called you Beaver the Achiever.
I'll take that. I mean, usually I get much more negative things.
Yo, did you see what JD said before? He said he likes Boston against Bieber.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
we'll get to that game.
The
reason I bring that up is because we have a strong disagreement on that one. I love Cleveland. We'll get to that. But it looks like JD's on your side of that one. All right, next. Oh man, we're here already. Oh, actually, no. The graphics are out of order. We're supposed to go. The Pirates Nationals graphics got deleted, but who cares? Because it's getting rained out, and neither of us liked it anyway.
I was gonna say. Yeah, might as well. I think honestly, if there was a play, the Washington would have been sharp as shit. But
I wrote down Washington or pass, but I not worth even saying. Oh, another one that you guys already know. We're starting off with the ones that we already know. What's the final odds on this? -105, -110.
The best odds were -106, but consensus was -110.
We'll just take it at -110.
Mhm.
Again, I'll run through this quick. You guys already know our thoughts on this one. We wrote these videos that I posted last night. It's me talking, but it's both of our notes. So he's going to mirror a lot of these thoughts were actually his. So, it's just a buy low, sell high spot a little bit. You got Luis Castillo coming off a bad start, and you got Alek Manoah coming off an amazing start. Not just like a solid start. He was great in Yankee Stadium. So I'm just expecting regression both ways there. And I like the Seattle bullpen. I hate that Munoz is on the IL because that dude's stuff is wicked, man. But they still, even without him, they have a solid bullpen. I like Seattle here.
Yeah, I also like Seattle in this spot too as well. Mainly because as of what you said, the overvaluing of these two pitchers based on their last starts. I mean, yes, Alek Manoah looked fantastic, and we know Alek Manoah can look fantastic because he was a Cy Young candidate for most of last year. But let's not forget that he had a very similar outing at Kansas City, 7 innings, allowing just 1 hit. And guess what happens the next start? He returns home. He faces the lowly Tigers, who couldn't score a run at the time and let up 4 runs, got lit up. Next start at home also got lit up. So I think this is a nice sell high spot on Mr. Manoah here, who's tended to struggle with the pitch clock thus far. On top of that, Luis Castillo has some godly numbers against this lineup with less than a 500 OPS against them through about 64 at bats. So that's very impressive. Add in the great matchup history that Seattle has recently with them and like the value at this minus 106, even minus 110 vig. I really like the Mariners here. There's a reason the books moved it as soon as that sharp money came in.
Yep, I have no problem with the line movement. It actually makes me a little more confident. Cleveland at Boston. Here's the game where we disagree. Cleveland first 5 minus a half run, and that is at plus 100. Or Cleveland money line at minus 120, minus 125. I'll put minus 122. Split the difference, whatever you can get it at. This is not on the ticket. Prop Beaver vetoed it off the ticket. I like it.
We had very disagreeing sides here.
I think that Shane Bieber.
If we disagree, it shouldn't be on the ticket.
I think that Shane Bieber is getting extremely undervalued right now because of 2 bad starts. This is Major League Baseball. It's a 6-7 month season. Good pitchers are going to have back-to-back bad starts. It happens. This dude was 8-3 with a 2.65 ERA on the road last season. This is a guy we can trust on the road. I'm not going to let 2 bad starts shift my entire beliefs about the guy. I'm not saying he's an ace, and maybe as a whole, he might be a little overvalued. But, I mean, we're talking about Nick Pivetta here. Look, his last road start at Washington was bad. I will give you that. But before that, the other 2 road starts, he was lights out. He was great in them. I'm not concerning myself with the last 2, like I said. I don't trust Pivetta, and I never have. Never liked this guy. I didn't trust him when he was on the Phillies. I don't trust him now. I think this is a great spot for Shane Bieber to show up and pitch well. I love Cleveland.
Yeah, so I got priced out of my bet here. But I had this morning the first 5 over 4.5 and minus 110. It's now at 5 consensus, so I'm just gonna have to pass because I'm not gonna bet over 6 runs to be scored here.
Not when you got an ace like Bieber. Not when you got an ace like Bieber on the mound.
And an ace is a funny term at this point for Bieber. I'm just not that high on Bieber. Even going back to last season, it's just he tends to really fall apart in some golden opportunities, and I don't trust him. And now he's going to face a Boston lineup that through 31 at-bats owns a 1.01 OPS against the guy. He has had some very, very tough outings against Boston throughout his career. And with the Boston bats performing much better against righties as of late, I could see it happening yet again. And then on top of that, the other side, we got Nick Pivetta, who I don't trust at all. This is the one thing I agree with Kyle on, is that Nick Pivetta, I think he's going to get hit up a bit today. The last 2 times he faced Cleveland, one second, let me go ahead and look that up. He only gave up 3 runs, right? But he gave up, I believe it was Let me go ahead and confirm right here. It's loading. Yeah, so he gave up 16 hits and 3 walks. That's 19 base runners that only converted into 3 runs. I think the Guardians are going to be much better against him this time around because he's in his worst spot. At home against lefties has been his worst spot going back to last year, and lefties are really turning him up. There's 6 lefties in that Guardians lineup. So I think that they could go ahead and get the run scoring. If you're looking at righties lately against the Guardians bats, they may be dead, but your Marquez let up 3 runs. Feltner shut them out, but Turnbull allowed 3 runs. Chad Kuhl allowed 5 runs. Clark Schmidt allowed 3 runs. So they are scoring against righties, but those bats are dead as hell against lefties. I could see your angle from a full game perspective with the Cleveland bullpen rolling again, but ultimately I would rather pass here because I'm not trying to lay juice with Cleveland. I don't think they're that good.
I don't really think they're that good either. I just like the spot. Next up, Cincinnati. Oh, no, that's at the end. So that's another graphics that got missed. What was the next game on your list? What was after Boston, Cleveland on your list?
I just had the ticket up, but then I exited out to look up that stat.
That's the other graphic I'm missing. Tampa, Chicago. I don't have the graphics.
We're not betting that game.
We're not betting it, and I honestly don't even want to put the graphics up anyway because I was starting to feel bad for the White Sox. The disrespect in the comments.
No, I mean, it's well-deserved. I listened to a TikTok rant. There was this guy who called into a Chicago radio station yesterday, ripping the White Sox, a diehard fan. Dude, he was spitting facts. That team is horrendous. Did you know that not one player in the team is batting above 220 thus far?
No way.
Not one player. Not one player. Not one. Not one.
Shit.
I mean, that lineup is truly terrible. The only reason I'm not going to back the Rays minus 1.5 years because my trust in Eflin on the road is 0. I don't care who he was signed by. The Rays, the Yankees, God. I do not trust that guy on the road. He's been horrible on the road for multiple years now. Now going to face a lineup for the second straight time. Big pass right there. Maybe a lean to the over.
I wouldn't trust him if God signed him.
No, because everybody, a lot of people I respect keep telling me that, because Tampa signed Zach Eflin, that Zach Eflin's going to become this, almighty being.
I don't think he's awful.
Well, he was the highest paid contract in Rays history, I think, thus far, from a pitcher's standpoint.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Highest ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, this next one. I'm on the Mets first 5 money line at plus 140. I talked Prop Beaver into this one. I don't think he loves it.
I'm riding with your sharpness.
Yeah. So I know at first glance this is going to be alarming. It's Max Fried versus David Peterson. Everyone on planet Earth is going to rush to bet Atlanta here. But this is the division rivalry. These two teams know each other. These lineups know these opposing pitchers. And both Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil have great career numbers against Max Fried. And actually, you can throw Mark Canha on that list. He's 4 of 12 career with 2 homers off Fried. This Mets lineup is not scared of Max Fried. Now, I know a lot of you are going to talk about how bad or thinking about how bad David Peterson is and has been, but actually his last 2 starts against Atlanta last season were great. They were excellent. And this dude actually has some decent career numbers against the Braves. Like I said, it's a division rivalry. There's an added element. And I just think plus 140 in Citi Field, this pitching matchup, the discrepancy between it is probably accurate if it wasn't a division rivalry, but it is. And they're on the road in Citi Field, so I think it's being exaggerated. Plus 140, first 5 money line? That's like what you would see if it was like Braves Oakland. That's just too much. This Mets team is good, and plus 140 is great value.
Yeah, I mean, I would pass here. I'm riding with Kyle on this one. I personally don't trust David Peterson at all. He's looked pretty awful in a couple of really smashed spots, and because of that, my faith in him is not high right now. But one thing I will say is that the Mets are 4-2 to the first 5 money line in their last 6 against Max Fried. And if you remember from last year, Max Fried against teams not in the NL East was a beast, borderline untouchable. But now he's going to be facing the Mets, a team that knows him quite a bit. And if you're going to give plus 140, then I'm going to take the light shot strictly due to the sharpness. I mean, books are mainly dropping this line. Caesars is the exception, where it's at plus 140 compared to where other books have it at plus 125. So if you're betting this, definitely would go on Caesars here. But ultimately, this is a pass for me.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next game. Yankees at Rangers. Let's see what I wrote first. Oh, yeah, the price is just insane. You know, you can get right now Yankees first 5 plus 1.5. So Yankees first 5 plus a run and a half at minus 140. Like, I mean, but it's DeGrom at home against a Yankees lineup that hasn't been hitting righties. I get it. I'm not touching it, but I actually think Prop Beaver has a play. I'm pretty sure it's just a fade of Clark Schmidt. But
dude, yeah, I mean, Clark Schmidt, holy Christ, buddy. Not a fan of this guy. Not off to the best start this season. He's coming actually off his best start of the year and still managed to allow 3 runs to his opponent. So I'm just not high on him. All 3 of those runs came in the 6 for Texas. That's at plus 115, Kyle. So he allowed all 3 runs in his last game against Toronto in the 6. But if we look at Schmidt's previous 4 starts this season, opponents are 4-1 to the first 5 over, averaging 3.8 runs per game. Through 5 career road starts, Schmidt's opponents are 4-1 to the over, averaging 3.6 runs per game. He's now set to face a Texas lineup that regularly starts 6 left-handed batters, and that's a nightmare for Schmidt. Listen to these numbers against lefties right now. 5.18 WOBA, 4.32 home runs allowed per 9, a 2.28 whip, and an 8.38 FIP. I'm not even joking. Those are the worst numbers I've looked at so far this season, and I've checked Patrick Corbin's page multiple times. Before
that's
running
Madison
into Ashcraft,
that's Madison Bumgarner territory right there.
Precisely. And before running into Ashcraft, who has godly numbers against lefties, and Cole, who looks unstoppable right now, the Rangers had cashed in 5 straight games and against opposing right-handed pitcher, and their last 9 of 11 against a right-handed pitcher. This is a lineup that's still first in WRC plus against righties over the last 2 weeks, and I think they smash Cole Schmidt today. I have no clue what Cole that plus Schmidt. 115 is about, but
Cole Schmidt.
I mean Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt. But they gave the Twins first 5 team total over yesterday at plus 100 with Grant Road. So it seems the books are not too sharp with these first 5 total pricings.
Did you just say that the Texas Rangers have gone over this total in the first 5 in a row and 9 of their last 11?
Before the Ashcraft and Cole games, yes.
Okay. It's still impressive. All right. JD likes Yankees team total under. But, I mean, I'm sure with DeGrom on the mound and no Judge in the lineup, that's going to be insanely priced.
Yeah.
Next. All right. Next up is Angels at Brewers. Angels, man. Give me these Angels.
Yeah.
Plus 115. Definitely on the Angels, and I'm down to play the full game. Don't even need to first 5 it. I feel like I'm missing something here with this line. We got a lefty-lefty matchup, and the Angels... Wait, so we got a lefty-lefty matchup, right? Tyler Anderson versus Wade Miley. Lefty versus lefty. The Angels have been hitting lefties well all season against the Brewers, who have been struggling against lefties all season. The Angels also have a huge bullpen advantage. In the last 2 weeks, the Angels' bullpen is 11th in WOBA. Brewers, 25th. So, against lefties, the Angels have the advantage when it comes to bats. They have a strong bullpen advantage. Do we really think Wade Miley is that much better than Tyler Anderson? I mean, there's no question that Wade Miley has pitched better to start this season than Tyler Anderson. For sure, I will give you that. We're talking about, what, a 4-start sample size? Tyler Anderson was 15-5 with a 2.57 ERA last season. If you're a WAR guy, wins above replacement, he was 16th in the MLB in wins above replacement as far as starting pitchers go last year. Now, I know that's last year. He's with the Dodgers. This is a new year with the Angels. I get it. But are we really prepared to put that much of a gap between Wade Miley and Tyler Anderson? I'm sure as shit not. I think this is great price. Angels money line.
Yeah, this is the ultimate buy low on Tyler Anderson because let's just keep it straight up. The guy's been awful over his last 3 starts. But now he's going to face a Brewers lineup that is 29th in WRC plus against lefties. The 5 lefties to face them thus far have posted a combined 2.89 ERA and 1.07 whip. And if you take David Peterson's start out of there, it would be sub 1 for both of them. Anderson showed just how great he could be last year, and I think he's due for a positive regression, so why not in this golden spot? He has an insane 485 OPS, 171 OBA, and 33 K percentage against this Brewers lineup. And while Miley has definitely looked really solid thus far, the Angels have been cranking lefties into a different century right now. The last 7 lefties that face the Angels own a combined 8.38 ERA and are allowing 2.6 home runs per 9. That is absurd. The level of competition Miley's face is decent, but there are 4 teams that are all much better against right-handed pitching. The Angels are the opposite. They've been struggling against righties. Lefties are their strength. And the Angels pen that's performing better, as you said, over the last 2 weeks. And we're getting a nice plus price here. I'm willing to buy in on Tyler Anderson resurgence here.
Love it. Love it. We're on the same page. Did you see what Toast put up there? The Rangers have 9 guys. The Texas Rangers have 9 guys who have a WRC plus of over 100 against right-handed pitching.
That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's insane.
What?
They're so good. Those bats are crazy, and they're pricing that at plus 115. The level of disrespect.
That is disrespectful. I think the books might be asleep at the wheel on that one. Phillies at Astros. Beaver's going to tell you I'm wrong here. I think the Phillies can win this game.
Tell you you're wrong. I'm just not going to bet it.
Okay. There is a difference. It's all the way down to plus 125. Wow. I'm still doing it. All right. Oh, man. It feels like fading the Astros at home right now with Framber on the mound. That's crazy. But here's the thing with Aaron Nola. He hasn't looked good at all. Well, I mean, not at all. He hasn't looked good this season. But he kind of reminds me, I wrote this down. He kind of reminds me of Jimmy Garoppolo a little bit, where that's probably not a fair comparison because overall he's a better pitcher than Garoppolo as a quarterback. But he's the type of guy who's like putting up shitty numbers, and then he goes on the road against like the Rams defense and throws for 320 and 3 touchdowns. And you're like, what the hell? And the reason I made that comparison is because if you look at his game logs from last season, and what were Aaron Nola's best games? They're all road games against beast lineups. Like, here are some of his best games from last year. At Dodgers, at Brewers, at Padres, at Mets, at Houston. He threw 6 2/3 scoreless at Houston last year, and at the Cardinals in October when they were actually playing well. I mean, this dude, he's just the type of guy that, like, when he's an underdog, that's when I'm down to back Aaron Nola, despite all signs pointing to he's not the guy this year. When it's like when people start to doubt him, that's when he comes out and really balls out. I'm not gonna look. I'm not begging you to tell me on this one. This won't be a huge bet. I realize that we're not getting a lot of plus money here to fade the Astros in Houston, but I think Nola's gonna pitch well. I do.
Yeah, I'm personally at my breaking point with Nola. I refuse to back the guy as of right now. But I will say, in terms of a spot, I feel like a lot of the public feels like that. And if you could ride with him at the plus money, that actually might be nice. I'm gonna fade him though still, and I'm fading him with Kyle Tucker over 1.5 bases plus 140 on Bet365. I really like this play because Kyle Tucker is a man who has pimped out Nola in their last 2 matchups in the World Series. Tucker went 3 of 4 against Nola with a double and 2 home runs, make that 10 bases. And I think he could be similarly productive here tonight. Tucker's cashed in 12 of 25 games thus far, implying plus 108 odds for the over. So we're getting a 32-cent edge on Bet365. And Tucker's been off to an incredible start. What really provides us a nice edge here, I feel, is Nola's pitch mix. So 75% of them are a fastball or a curveball. Against fastballs, Tucker owns an impressive 600 slug and 240 ISO. Against curveball, Tucker owns a godly 1.167 slug and 667 ISO. Sharper books like FanDuel already have this at minus 110, and we're getting this at plus 140. I think there's way too much value to pass up here. Nola's still an absolute scrub.
What sportsbook is that on, the plus 140?
Bet365.
Beautiful. Someone in the comments said Kyle Tucker to hit a homer too, right before you started talking. Toast is with me on Phillies money line. JD says I can't stand Aaron Nola.
I mean, I can't stand him either. His stupid little face and his pitching performances. All
right, next game. Whoa. Oh shit. 1 second. We're coming right back. Sorry about that. You guys already know how I feel about this one. I'm on the Rockies, and the line, when I first woke up this morning, the line had moved a little bit. Let's see where it's at now. Plus 107. Jesus. That sucks. So obviously don't love it as much now. I think when I did the video last night, it was like plus 120 or something. Anyway, Kyle Freeland is... Look, I'm not going to say he's good at... I'm not going to say he's good at Coors Field. I'm saying we know he's capable of pitching well there. How about that? That's fair. That's fair. We know he's a guy that's capable of throwing a good game at Coors Field. There are people who aren't capable of that. He's had 3 home starts at Coors so far this field. 2 of them were solid as hell. And he did get really hit up once. I like that. I'm down to back Kyle Freeland at home at times. Number 2, he's a lefty. Arizona cannot hit lefties, as we've seen over and over again this season. Just 21st in Major League Baseball the last 2 weeks against lefties. Also, it's the D-backs on the road. Check these splits out. Arizona, their bats at home, 9th in WOBA. 9th. On the road, 27th. So, always down to fade this Arizona lineup on the road. Merrill Kelly did have a good start in his last trip to Coors, but his other 3 career starts there have been absolute nightmares. 16 earned runs allowed in just 3 starts. And also, the Colorado Rockies bullpen is low-key coming together. Last week, they're 14th. Last 2 weeks, 17th. Really hasn't been that bad. So, I'm sticking with the Rockies full game.
Yeah, I really like your angle there. When you brought it up last night, at first I was like, really? The Rockies? But then, you know what? I realized they've actually been winning some games lately, and I do like the matchup in terms of the pitching. I mean, just the price. We're getting the Rockies as plus 107 dogs with Merrill Kelly on the mound. I mean, that's all I need to be said right there. That tells me the Rockies are the right side, because what is that price? Freeland's last 2 times he pitched against Arizona at home, he went 7 innings, allowing 2 runs both times. So I like that. And then on top of that, Merrill Kelly's been decent thus far, but I was doing a little split dive, and Merrill Kelly's getting cranked by right-handed batters. 426 WOBA, 1.7 home runs allowed per 9, a 2.13 whip, a 7.51 FIP. That's real bad. The Rockies start 6 righties, with 2 of them being their best bats, CJ Cron and Chris Bryant, who both have some really nice history against the Diamondbacks. Both those guys are in our hit parlay on the ticket today. So I really think that the Rockies offense could get some runs on the board here. And I think that the bullpen with guys like Lawrence, Bard, and some of the other and Hand and some of the other guys they have there, I think they could put it together and close out this game. So at the plus price, with the books essentially begging us to bet the Diamondbacks, roll Rockies, roll.
To answer your the question before about the NBA picks, I was gonna post them earlier and I completely forgot to build the SGPs. And then I was running behind. I needed to get the graphics ready for the show, so I can't post it without the SGPs right now, because we just hit a plus 1,400 on Wednesday, and then we were 2 rebounds away from a plus 1,800 last night. So I know a lot of people are waiting on those SGPs, so I didn't want to rush them. So literally right after this ends, I'll be building those 2 SGPs for the games tonight and posting it like the second this show ends. So sorry for the delay on that.
Shan Verk, the Detroit game is not going to happen today. It's
postponed
till tomorrow.
All right. Cincinnati at Oakland. Oh, another one where I have the wrong template up. There we go.
I don't even know who's pitching in this one. I don't know if it's Kyle Muller.
Oh yeah, skip it. Skip it. I was wondering why I had no notes written.
Yeah.
Damn, got these wrong templates up. All right. Cardinals at Dodgers. Oh, actually, I skipped this one too because the price doesn't make any sense. How do you know? I mean, I want to hammer the Dodgers at this price.
Yeah, I'll just write what I wrote down here. I mean, I think it's a weird line. Muncy and Smith are coming off decent layoffs, so who knows if those bats pick up right where they left off. Flaherty's been solid for most of the season, with the exception walking batters. And I mean, if you look at the Dodgers' last 2 games, Roansy Gutierrez and Mitch Keller both just clamped them. The Dodgers sneakily also have gone 8-11 after a hot 5-2 start. The Cardinals are putrid, I know that, but I mean, how long can a lineup with the talent they have be that bad at hitting righties? Dustin May has been great, but he can be exploited by lefties, and the Cardinals have 5 of them in the lineup. I think I would rather just pass here, with both coming in desperate for a win.
It's nicotine gum, so only it's nicotine gum, so I just throw it in. It's like lighting a cigarette and taking 2 puffs and tossing it. I quit smoking like 6 years ago now. And you're only the Nicorette gum. You're only supposed to chew this shit for 6 months, and you're supposed to wean off of it. I've been chewing it for 6 years, so like I'm 100% just hooked on the gum instead of cigarettes. But like, it's fine. It smells good. I have good breath. I'm not saying chewing this shit is good for you, but it's definitely better than smoking cigarettes. So it's a sacrifice I make. All right.
Let's put the anti-smoking hotline number up real quick.
Right, and if you're struggling with smoking, call 1-800.
Community parlay time is what it is.
It's time for the community parlay. All right, we already got Twins coming in. So because I think now that people are waiting for this, a lot of people are going to throw shit out there. So I think we should do like more of a tally thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like we got one vote for the Twins.
Well, the Twins is already happening, so we got to do another game.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So just throw your money line picks or just legs to add to this parlay. And then I guess if like two people pick the same thing, we'll add it. Open up a sports book on your browser.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll start tallying them up. It's always like delayed. Toast talk about Jack Flaherty where we're trying to build a parlay here. Waiting for the comments.
Patiently. What if nobody likes
it? Yeah, no one
likes
it.
To drop these picks. They're like, bro, shut up and get off the lot.
Yeah, like no one cares. Give us your parlay. Still no comments here.
I mean, guys.
Have you been doing the strikeout parlays? Sidebar?
I don't know. I've been doing the hip.
Austin Riley over a half hit. I'll write it down. I don't know if it makes it.
I like that. I'll put it in there because he has great numbers.
Hold on. Let's feel out the rest of the comments before we. Schmidt under 5.5 Ks. Colorado. Wow. All right, they're coming in fast now.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Holy shit. All right, 2 for the Rangers money line.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be like a minus 300, but still put it down.
Okay.
Twins money line. We can't. That game started already. So. Cubs money line. I'll write that down.
Where's another one? I'll put the
2 for the Cubs money line. Rays money line. I mean, they're playing the White Sox.
Yeah, I'm down to put them in there.
DeGrom over K's. I'm gonna give him about 10 more seconds. Angels and Cubs. Another for Cubs. So Cubs is definitely in.
Where's DeGrom? There we go.
I thought the Twins game started at 4:10.
Yeah, but then it got delayed a little bit, and now it's like starting real soon. So it's like, I don't know.
All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Brewers Angels over. A couple votes for that. So screw it. I'll put it on there. All right. You ready? So our top picks are. We'll get rid of this one. How many legs should we do? 4 again?
Yeah, I think 4 should be the key. I like that Austin Riley one. I think we should keep it in.
Okay. But you could see my screen, right?
Yep, I can see your screen.
So these guys can't. So it's Riley over a half hit, Rangers money line, Cubs, Rays. Let's get Angels out because it's plus money.
Yeah.
How about those right here?
The top 4?
No,
or do you want the over
well,
in the Milwaukee?
What are the odds on all 5?
The odds on all 5, if I go to that.
Let me put it on the screen so everyone else can follow along.
Is going to be plus 1876.
Oh, that's too much. We don't need something crazy like that.
Oh, no, it's actually going to be 1139. I had DeGrom K's in there.
All right, so which of these should we remove? We need to remove one of these lines. You know what? I don't like the Cubs bullpen, so let's get the Cubs out of there.
Okay.
What does this give us right here?
So if I take the Cubs out of there, that's going to be plus 554.
Perfect.
Yep.
The community parlay. Let's go 2 for 2. Austin Riley over a half hit. Rangers money line, Rays money line, and Brewers Angels over. That's at 9.
Yeah, y'all are crazy for that Angels Brewers over with the Brewers struggling against lefties. But I mean, I get the logic.
Trust the community, bro.
Right now, I'm gonna trust the community. They cashed for us yesterday.
Yeah, the community hooked us up.
They know what they're talking about. I'm gonna ride with them again today.
All right, there's the community parlay. This would be dope if this goes 2 for 2. Like
that would be sweet.
Against all the odds. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Let's see. What's tomorrow's schedule looking like? Obviously Saturday. I would like to go live in the morning, but didn't you say you had something to do tomorrow?
Yeah, I would like to go live in the morning too because I'm supposed to go to Philly tomorrow night.
Philly tomorrow night. Okay.
Staying over there. Yeah.
All right. So tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. We'll say we're coming back.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow
Thank you guys for tuning in today. Much appreciated.
Everyone enjoy your weekend. Remember to bet responsibly. Thanks for participating in the comments. This it makes it fun. Did JD give us his pick?
I don't know. The dude's a wizard now. After that I I want to know his thoughts on every game now.
Yeah. Like I want to. He called Michaelis throwing a gem. Who the hell would have called that? All right.
What type of sick animal does that?
All right. Everyone have a great night.
Peace out, y'all. All right, that was a good stream.
Yeah, it was.